Okay, happy Tuesday. It's a Tuesday in Japan. This is a video for the Letshuoer 8th anniversary S12 2024 edition. This will be the fourth variant of the S12. That's going to be related to my conclusion and ranking that this is the fourth version of a set. The S12, the S12 Pro, the Z12 collaboration with Zeos, and now this. And if you are a subscriber to my channel, go ahead and comment below. There's two people that are going to win. There's going to be a Gleam widget that the rep is making right now, and I'm going to place it below this video, and you engage with that and follow social media that's on that widget. Then you're going to get picked automatically by the widget, and I'm going to send it to you. And as I say that, I realize I'm paying for shipping, but considering they sent me two of these, and they also sent me their flagship, and they've been good to me over the years, paying $50 to ship someplace around the world is not a big deal. So don't watch this and say, oh, we'll pay you. No, it's totally cool. Don't even worry about it. I appreciate the consideration to my community. So someone's going to get that. You just got to follow their socials. The other set that's on top that I'm reviewing today that I listened to, I'm going to send out to somebody on Saturday or Sunday. And I'm definitely going to do that. Tap me on the shoulder at Hi-Fi Guides, where I usually exist on a daily basis, with a polite, like, hey, bro, how's that anniversary giveaway thing going? And then I'll go ahead and pull it from the unboxing, or I'll actually pull it from here in the unboxing, and then I'll announce it in the community section, and then I'll ship it out the next day on Sunday, because my car is getting the audio install right now. Should be back in a couple days, and life will be back to normal with I'll get into that later. So this is the new set. It is maybe familiar to you because it looks very familiar to you, because it is the fourth time you've seen this shell and its shape and possibly the driver. Let's look at the frequency response graph. This is Paul Wasabi's graph squig, and it has the S12 that I'm looking at. He doesn't have the Z12, interestingly enough. And the 2024 edition. He's also got Michael Bruce's. Speaking of short bus Michael Bruce, I think that Michael Bruce could look at these two graphs and tell you exactly how they made this tuning, because it's the same shell with the same driver as the previous version, but it's slightly different tuned. How did they do that? There's a few ways they could do that. I'm pretty sure Michael Bruce, possibly Paul as well, but definitely Michael Bruce, to know exactly how they did that without even opening it up. So that's the tuning. Sub bass over mid bass. It's got a little bit extra mid bass for some people's liking. Then again, planars are if they do something good, they do that well. You don't really get the mid bass penalty. Some mids. The upper mids is not quite as abrupt or emphasized as a lot of the S12 variants, this anniversary edition, and it's not really peaking anywhere except for that late 16.5 kilohertz peak. So that's the frequency response graph. I'm going to rank this at the end. Let's go ahead and talk about music. Big Boy, I'm listening to, in the background at a lower volume because I don't want to get dinged, Ghost in the Machine by the Police, 1981. That was a long time ago. This is the AMLK 63730 Holland version of that. It is is this a DSD? It is, actually. Love this album. This set that we're talking about, in the low frequency, the 808 Roland, Big Boy Kill Jill. You got played the drop at the beginning of the, actually it's in the middle of the Menace Society soundtrack. YG Stupid, the opening DJ Mustard beat. It does all of that really good, like the other S12 variants. The 4 and 5 string bass guitars, the pulls, the plucks, the releases, the ringing of the strings. As with all of the S12s, it sounds good. It doesn't seem to be lacking. This is again really where I think planars shine. Actually, they shine in the next part that's coming up. The bottom kick drum, which is very produced and is iconic and has been talked about in written form or in videos in the past 15 years on YouTube, is very iconic. It sounds emphasized and produced. It is conveyed in that way by this set. So in the low frequency, the 808 Rolands, the bass guitar, the kick drum, all sound fine. There's nothing going on there. As we get into male and female vocals, Chris Cornell, Lane Staley, a girl named Nina, who you probably have no idea, who's doing Heart of Glass cover, a Blondie track. This is where I meant that planars do well. You can lift up low end a little bit more than you can with some other types of transducers, and not quite penalize the mids as much, especially if that's the only driver involved. Or it could be just the bass driver that's a planar. It's got speed that can seem to be a little unnatural to some people, and I mean fast, whereas other types of transducers like dynamics can sound slow, even though they are technically doing 55 hertz, which is an extension or attraction return to stationary 55 times in a single second is what 55 hertz is. So it's technically not slow, but to the ear can sound it because of just the way the driver is reacting to that input. Planars seem to excel a little bit. So you can have mid-bass like these S12s without really borking out even female vocals. That's why the S12 is such a popular series. I think that male and female vocals both do well. I'm not having any issues there. As we get into what is really harmonics and overtones, as we get to the late upper mids and the treble region, we're talking about harmonics and overtones, from pianos to keyboards, from electric guitars, acoustic guitars with or without distortion pedals, cymbals, rides or crashes, all of the energy that's created after the stick strikes the cymbal or the finger plucks off of a string on a bass guitar. Most of that energy is overtones / harmonics. This sounds probably better than previous S12 variants because of slight dampening or adjustments that they made. So if you're familiar with the S12, it's very much like that with a little bit less bite. Now, I'm going to rank it. Is it a dumpster fire? No. Hope it was free. For two people, it will be. One, both sent by me, but one is completely being taken care of by Gleam Widget. So two people are getting it free. Coping is working. No, but I do know that this is like the fourth time that they've done this set, and I think the third variation with the same driver within. Competes with its peers. This is where $199, you got a lot of options now. That's good for you. That's good for everybody. If more people are buying more stuff, then the company's selling more stuff, so everybody literally wins. There's more competition at $199. The Zeos collaboration, which had the termination switches and was gold and black, which looked dope, is $169. So this is more expensive. You're getting a keychain with it, and you might not care about that. So who is this for? I like this, the Hangout by Critical. I think it's the best part of that video series that he's doing now is who is it for, who is it not for. So I might bring that up sometimes, especially when it's really applicable. Who is this set for? People that really love the S12, wanted a slight adjustment, and even if they already have it, they're willing to pay for another because they only want a slightly adjusted one. And also they get to be one of 2,024 people that have this set that looks like a giant brick of copper, which I think is cool. So there's the limited edition appeal, and then there's the I really like that set and I just want a real slightly polished, and I'll buy another one even though I have it, or maybe you let it go because you thought it was slightly intense. Who is this not for? This is not for people that have the S12, or particularly the Z12 really, and are totally happy with that. I don't think that what you get is significantly different. It's not really different, besides the keychain. I don't know who's going to really use that. No offense, but I don't know. It's kind of heavy. It's big and gold. It would make a better pendant than a keychain. It's not for people that are really tight on the budget and already have an S12 and have found you've adjusted to it brain burn-in wise. It's not for people that love the S08 like myself and find that to be an exceptional replay and think, well, I've heard a lot of planars, but I really like this one. This is more like the 2 years ago type stuff, and the S08 is more of a Michael Bruce inspired, this is how you do planars. I am personally a bigger fan of the S08, and it is $100 less. So that's who it's not for. I do appreciate the company, and I also have a review coming up for their slightly adjusted flagship, which is called the Cadenza 12. And also to Letshuoer, if you're watching, a lot of people have been saying you really should try the Cadenza 4. So if there's any chance of having that sent, I'd really appreciate it, because that doesn't happen a lot, that I don't have something, but a lot of people saying, you ought to hear this. And you guys sent me this, and I appreciate it. You sent me an extra one. My fans appreciate it, and I've got your flagship second version and your first version. So the Cadenza 4, apparently was something that a lot of people thought, Paul Wasabi's got it right here. That looks pretty. That looks tucked in a little bit, but 150 hertz. I'm still gonna get the low end. That's like a total Harman. I don't know how much this costs, but I'd be down for that. How's the S08 compared to that? Oh, see, there's the thing, man. I love the S08. I love that. That bass that you see right there, it doesn't kill right here because it's a planar. I'll let you guys go. Oh, ranking. Did I rank it? Yeah, competes with its peers, if I didn't put that up already. I think it competes with its peers. Be aware that it's very similar to prior versions of the S12 with slight adjustments, but you got the limited edition factor, which makes the resale of it at least a little bit better than if you had another one. Though I think the Z12 version would probably fetch maybe more money than originally, because I think that was limited edition as well. So this and the Z12 would be two investments that would be probably better than a simple S12 and S12 Pro. So good luck to the two people that are going to win. And don't forget, if I don't say anything by Saturday, tap me on the shoulder at Hi-Fi Guides. Be polite about it. Don't be like, where's my stuff, dude? Just say, anniversary? Not seeing it in the community section of the unbox. Just a friendly reminder, and then bang, I'm on it. Remember, I got a kid. I'm very busy. There's no excuse, but even people out there with like university and tests coming up, life 24 hours in a day is simply not enough hours in a day a lot of the time. I could use 25 or 6. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to be like, hey, and the people that already won, you don't not win or I forget about you. The guy who's going to get my Olina, you're going to get that. The guy who won the Fat Frequency, one of the versions, you're going to get that. And then there's another guy that's on my unboxing channel that was announced as a winner. Oh, the Sim Gods. And then I think that's about it. And I know all of you guys, and I've seen all of your mails, and we're good to go. So you're all set. Don't worry about it. I think probably in the next week. And I'll let you guys go. Again, thank you to Letshuoer. You guys have a great couple days, and I'll see you in a couple days. Ghost in the Machine, classic album. Very, very good. Oh, one other thing. For the people that are like really into rock and roll, I found this out yesterday. Did you know that Keith Moon and Mama Cass Elliot both passed away in the same bedroom which was a place in, hold on a second. This blew my mind when I saw this, because I'm really into rock and roll. This is Ownboy, who is best moderator on the internet in the personal audio space. He doesn't get in the way of stuff just when people get out of line. Harry Nilsson, who's an American artist, had a place in Mayfair District in London. Cass Elliot and Keith Moon. Keith Moon, 4 years after Cass Elliot, both passed away as guests in the same exact room. So two famous musicians. Mamas and the Papas is where you might know Cass Elliot, and then Keith Moon is the drummer for The Who, obviously. They both passed away prematurely at the age of, both of them at 32, and they both in this apartment building in the same room, guests of Harry Nilsson, both of them. I'm really into rock, and also trivia comes along with when you're into stuff, and I had no idea about that. That blew my mind. I thought somebody's making that up. Absolutely crazy. So there's your little bit of trivia if you didn't know it. They actually did. It's not a very impressive looking room either. You can find it online. A guy very classically laid down on the ground and said Keith Moon died here, but he's actually in the room where, rest in peace to Keith Moon and Cass Elliot, both passed away right here where my mouse is, in that room right there. That's crazy. If you live in London, I wonder if you could just go check that out. I'm not into that stuff, but I'm a rock and roll fan. I know both of those artists. I know they both passed away prematurely in the same bedroom at the same age from kind of the same thing, really. And I think Keith, I won't get into that. Anyway, you guys have a great day. I'll see you probably in 2. And I'm out.